Welcome back to another episode of Wire2Wire Sports Podcast. I'm the NFL genius, Gene Walzek, and in the upper left corner, we got Kent State's own, Cleveland's own, College Cutro.
Gentlemen, how are we feeling on what feels like the first show in forever where we are not going to be talking some pigskin?
Oh, we're talking pigskin tonight. We're talking pigskin tonight. No, I'm kidding. I feel good. I feel like a good day. I feel it's going to be a fun show. Talk a lot of shit. Hey, guys, a lot of people did a lot of dumb shit this week. And honestly, I gave up my You Gotta Be Kidding Me, which should be my You Gotta Be Kidding Me, because there's another You Gotta Be Kidding Me that happened today. Today. These guys are stupid out here, guys. Dumb. But we'll talk about it. We'll have some fun. It's going to be a fun show. Upper right corner, Scholastic Shally, Uncle Shally, Mr. William Shallcross. Hello, Bill.
Hello, Gene. Equally mourning the loss of football like Cottrell, but should be a fun show. Pitchers and catchers around the corner. It's almost baseball season, so something to look forward to at least.
Baseball starting?
What?
Baseball starting?
Close.
How's this guy? Is he any good? Amaga? I'm kidding. Guys, got a lot to get into tonight. Fun to get into tonight. We got a little hot wire heat to start tonight. Cottrell, throw me up some hot wire.
Absolutely. So you guys are talking baseball. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So we've had quite a few injuries so far already, and the season hasn't even started yet. So far, just announced this past week, you've had Jackson Holliday, Corbin Carroll, Frankie Lindor, all have undergone surgery for broken hamate bone in their hand. Now, this is Corbin Carroll, I would say, is the most of note here because he was on the roster for the World Baseball Classic and he had to ultimately get replaced. All three of these guys are in doubt for opening day. But gentlemen, with this injury, I will say when I first started seeing the reports of it, it felt like it was back to back to back. I definitely want to ask you guys, because you're the baseball guys, the softball guys, as far as this injury goes, is this something that's about to become a lot more normalized? Is this about to be to baseball what the new Achilles tear is in basketball? Like, what's going on here, guys? Shed a little light here with these injuries all being the same, to some of the biggest names in the game.
Yeah, Bill.
I don't think we're the NBA and the dreaded Achilles injury. I think it's more just a weird coincidence. Frankie, the rumor with Frankie is that his was kind of bad for a while and should have had the surgery before, and I think they were letting it heal, and apparently it's not healing the way they wanted it to, so now they're just going to go in and fix it. Corbin Carroll, like you said, is the one that kind of sticks out because he was going to play in the World Baseball Classic for the U.S. and now he's going to be missed and replaced. The problem with the hamate bone is anything you do obviously with your hand or your wrist. With baseball, it's constant. It's all the time. It's not something most of the time they let heal, even though it's kind of an innocuous bone because there is so much wear and tear on it. They usually go in and fix it with surgery and reinforce and strengthen it. So you don't have any, a high likelihood of re-breaking it. But again, anytime you get surgery, kind of a longer recovery time and rehab's a little bit different. So unfortunate for sure. Again, like you said, big names that we're talking about right off the bat here, in baseball season, but it's not the same. It's not the same category as the Achilles in basketball. In my opinion, this is just more of a bad coincidence, unfortunately.
I mean, this injury happens more often. It used to be called Wilson's wrist. A lot of people didn't realize what that was called. It's Goffers' wrist, Wilson's wrist. That hamate injury that you're hearing now, it's just a different name to what they're calling it before. And it happens a lot to baseball players and golfers. The more you twist your wrist, and it actually happens to people that are out of like that. So, for instance, for me, it's well more common in my left hand because I bat right-handed and I throw left-handed. So the guys that have that type of, I think Corbin Carroll's one of those guys. Bats left-handed, throws right-handed. So when you have that predominant hand, that left hand or right hand that gets used to throw and your release on your hand, think about golfers. That release hand, that wrist gets injured well more often than it should. Now, think of it this way, right? A lot of guys play through it and then they have bad seasons. So they've seen like guys play through this injury and then have career lows. And they're like, oh, he's in a slump or he's not good or this, and that. And then he has surgery in the offseason on his wrist and all of a sudden he comes back. That's what that is. It's just baseball doctors and analysis are doing a lot better job of, I guess, diagnosing the injury and not having players play poorly with it. Does that make sense, Cottrell?
For sure, it definitely does. I mean, I would just say, for me at least, the timing of everything, like right when players are starting to get back into the thick of it, and like I said, just 3 household names really right off the bat there, really around the same time. I just wanted to know if this was something that you guys see potentially like becoming, a big issue. And, obviously it's not going to be the same extent of an Achilles injury in the timetable with the recovery for that and things of that nature. But I just wanted to get your guys' feel as if this is going to be something where, I know all 3 of these guys are in doubt for opening day per se, or even like that first week of the season. But are you anticipating them to come back and essentially it's like it never happened? Or is this one of those things where yes, they had the surgery and it may linger. It's going to take them some time to kind of get back to form. I guess with your experience, not sure if either of you have had anything similar to this or, you're just ultra familiar with it. How long are you expecting for these guys to ultimately get back to form?
I have it. There's no chance I do not have it in my left wrist. I'm just not good enough of a ball player or care enough to get it fixed in my left wrist. Like, that's the truth, right? So for a guy like Corbin Carroll, it's a 6 to 8 week recovery time. We're in February. You're saying he's in jeopardy for opening day. I don't think Corbin Carroll should play till May, if I'm being completely transparent with you, because he's not going to have a spring training to be able to like really heal that up. I would give it a 12-week timetable now, but you're not going to hear that injury come up much in May, June, or July because people are just going to play through it. They're not going to miss 12 weeks of the season. But like for these guys now, getting it done now to get them back mid-April, late April, early May is probably what these Major League Ball clubs are thinking. Also, if they have that injury and doctors diagnose it, I don't think they're going to – number one, the WBC doesn't want them in the World Baseball Classic because of the insurance at that point. But second, teams don't want to send them there to have them prolong the injury or prolong their season. So that's why you're hearing about it a lot now. Bill, do you agree with me or?
In regards to you having it, I mean, I don't know. Only you can answer that. I mean, it's really, it's hard to explain. It's really not even a bone. It's almost like an extension or like what a lot of people call it is it's kind of like a hook at the end of a bone. A lot of baseball players, to Gene's point, either break it at some point and it kind of just stays loose, or they just get it shaved down and they get it removed. It's not going to affect it. I've never heard of anybody's career being ruined from complications to, having a hamate bone broken or surgery. So he's going to be fine. Like I said, it's the surgery, just prolongs the rehab and the comeback time a little bit, just because again, you're going into the body to remove something. So, lacerations got to heal, muscles have to heal, come back together, all that good stuff. So there's no, if you're, a Corbin Carroll fan or, Arizona fan or anything, I would not worry about it. Again, it's a way more common thing. You're hearing about it a lot more because you're hearing about, like Gene said, I think these guys getting insured was a way bigger issue than a lot of people knew the last time they had it. And now, some of the high profile guys have not been able to get signed off on between the teams and Major League Baseball. Corbin Carroll's obviously going to be one of them now. Trout's another big name that couldn't get signed off on, so he can't play this time around. It's just coming up more and more, becoming more prevalent now because that conversation is being had because guys are, for lack of a better term, bitching because they want to play. And like Gene said, some teams are hesitant for guys that have history of injuries or getting a little older that are like, we don't want you to go there and risk getting hurt. And then, we don't have you for a couple months because it screws us for something that I think a lot of, with the World Baseball Classic, that a lot of major league teams, quite frankly, don't care that much about. So it's becoming a little bit of a balance and a juggling act for a lot of the players. And it's just kind of, like I said, it's coming to the forefront now because you're hearing more and more about it because the players are getting frustrated.
So real quick here before we move on, I know this isn't a part of this specific segment, but since we're talking baseball, we're talking World Baseball Classic here. I know we're going to get into it more as the weeks progress and we get closer to it. What specifically is going on right now with this whole insurance thing? Obviously, I know Mike Trout has been a big talking point with it. Nolan Arenado was another one who wanted to go play for Puerto Rico. And, you mentioned older players. I know he's another one that was having insurance issues and he couldn't go play for Puerto Rico there. What's going on with the insurance and why is it such an issue now?
It's for, again, Arenado's a little bit older. Trout's not super old, but Trout obviously has the history of injury now. So pretty much what it comes down to, it's a balance of risk versus, guaranteeing the contract. So all these guys that go play, they have to pretty much, for lack of a better term, take out an additional insurance policy or a rider on their insurance that's going to guarantee their salary for the team in case something would happen. And like in Trout's instance, there was a lot of back and forth. And I guess the insurance company for the team was not, copacetic with saying, hey, you know what? We don't think there's a good chance he might go get hurt and miss time for the season this year. So we're not going to sign off on it because if he does, we're not going to guarantee to protect the money for the Angels. So at that point, it puts the Angels in a spot where they're like, all right, well, we have to pay you because it's a guaranteed contract. So if you go and get hurt and the insurance company isn't going to back us, then we're not releasing you to play. So it's becoming a thing. And, the hockey players have dealt with it for a long time with going to the Olympics, same thing. And, I'm sure we'll get into it later, but a huge name star got hurt today. So it's you run into it. It's obviously a situation where it can definitely happen. These aren't exhibition games. Like, these guys play hard. I mean, just like the hockey with the Olympics, like, they're playing full speed. So injuries happen, and it's part of every sport. But this is also kind of just, behind the scenes part of the deal and part of the business aspect of baseball and the World Baseball Classic. And it's probably one of the reasons why they don't have it every year, because it's definitely popular enough to have it every year. But a lot of, like I said, a lot of teams don't like it, and a lot of teams don't care for it because if you have a good team or a good roster, you probably have a good chunk of your roster across playing for different countries, and there's a lot of people at risk. And when your goal is to win a World Series, watching your guys playing the World Baseball Classic and possibly getting hurt is not ideal for a lot of teams. So it's just kind of a murky situation where it's just like we talked about earlier with the injury already, it's just coming to the forefront more and more because now it's happening to bigger and bigger names. So people are becoming more aware of it.
So I find it really interesting because, like, I'll give you an example, right? And it hasn't really helped, not hurt Team USA that much. It's hurt a lot of other teams, and most particularly Team Puerto Rico has taken the biggest hits. Like, they have like 4 guys that aren't allowed to play based on insurance. Frankie Lindor being the most notable one, but there's a lot of other guys that just aren't allowed to play in the World Baseball Classic, like Carlos Correa, Jose Barrios, Victor Carantina. They can't play. They're planning to play, but are expected not to be insured. So you got to look at the stance of the MLB teams. They got to work with Major League Baseball. There's got to be something, like after what happened last year with with 2 years ago when the Mets closer went down with a huge injury. That's $20 million insurance policy the World Baseball Classic had to pay out. The Mets didn't have to pay that salary. That's the World Baseball Classic. So Trout's $35 million salary that's kind of crazy, right? I would never guarantee that salary to have a guy play in the World Baseball Classic. So there's got to be something that happens somewhere. That's why Clayton Kershaw retired. He wanted to pitch. He's an arm that Team USA can use as much as they want. But there's also other stipulations that are in the insurance policy, like how many pitches can be thrown. Like some of these guys, like Ohtani can play, but he can't pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like those things happen in the World Baseball Classic, and it sucks because I really want to see best on best, right? Isn't that what we all want to watch?
Sure. I mean, it's funny you say that about Ohtani, and 2 years ago, before he started having all the arm injuries, I mean, that's literally how the World Baseball Classic ended. Versus Trout, and go just two little years forward. Trout can't play, and Ohtani's not allowed to pitch. So it's crazy. It sucks. I wish baseball. It's weird because MLB is obviously a part of it and behind it, but again, I feel like a lot of the universal feeling across the board is that they don't care for it that much. And it's nuts because, especially if you look at the last one, how wildly popular and successful it became. I don't know why they wouldn't want to be a bigger part of it or push for it to be the best that it could be. So, chalk it up to, I don't know where it falls on the Rob Manfred tree, but it's, in my opinion, kind of like Gene was hinting at. I think it's a misstep for Major League Baseball.
Well, I'm sure we're going to get more into it here. Like I said, as the weeks, get closer here to it. I think we're only 2 weeks away at this point. So sure, if more news happens, we'll talk about it again next week. And then, of course, we'll preview it and just go from there. But let's get in a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun news here. Gene, you were pretty excited about this one. But during All-Star Weekend, it appears that Kevin Durant has had his burner account exposed.
2 of them.
So there has been reports. I haven't seen the second one, but there's been reports that one account on Twitter, Get Higher 77, was connected to Kevin Durant here. Now, I'll just read you some of the tweets here, Gene, and then Gene, I'll let you go ahead and take off on this one because I know you've been invested into the entire thing here. But just a few of the tweets here. One of them says, your franchise player can't shoot or defend. That's a way bigger issue than my turnovers, in reference to Alperen Sengun. I can't trust Jabari Smith to make it effing shot or get a stop. He's low key, and then he did use the R word in the tweet there. Another one said, I swear I missed Ben Simmons. At least he would give me the ball. Slightly delusional, but I understand him, in reference to James Harden. I wouldn't say Kyrie Irving was competing with me, but that light skin and that triple-double cocaine bear was, in referencing Russell Westbrook. So, and then the last one. This is a crazy one too. 2 dictators, Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un. The Suns are my team when we lose, and Devin Booker's team when we win, referring to Devin Booker and former Suns coach Frank Vogel. So a lot of crazy tweets there. Of course, Kevin Durant was asked about it today at the beginning of Rockets practice, and he kind of just brushed off the allegations. He said, I know you guys have to ask about it, but, my teammates know who I am. I'm not even going to, get to answering these questions there. Gene, like I said, I know you are the one that's been doing the deep dive on this and running point on it. I would love to hear your thoughts on the situation and, of course, provide us with more context about the second account that you find there as well.
So the other one's called Get Off My Dickerson. That's his other burner account. And there's so many things on there. I'm going to turn the ball over with this shitty-ass team. I don't give an F. Your franchise player can't shoot or defend. That's a way bigger issue than my turnovers. The Suns are my team. That's the other one you said. He said the thing about Ben Simmons. He got you read a lot of the excerpts in the comments. Zero chance that this is not him. Zero chance. So there's a stat. I'm not a stat. There's a like a guy that like broke down the whole thing. And there's like, do you ever see that eagle that has the like locked in eyes? Like, so he posted that picture on September 2nd, and it was the header of his Twitter burner on August 31st. Like, this guy is such a moron. Hold on, what is this? This is like one of your subs going online saying we are Wire2Wire, talking crap on Meaty Boys or Monday Night Show. Not really. It's so, yeah, I mean, maybe, but like, this is Kevin Durant talking about his own teammates. And the biggest issue isn't the Russell Westbrook or the Devin Booker stuff. The biggest issue is his current team. He's talked smack about Sengun. Guy can't pass or shoot, can't defend. Talked about Jabari Smith, who's currently on his team. I'll bet you, it might not be today or tomorrow, I would bet against the Rockets in the upcoming days because there's no way they're on the same wavelength right now. And let's take it a step further. I'll bet you Kevin Durant has an undisclosed injury and misses 5 or 10 games as a team suspension without saying it's a suspension. Even if the comments are true, Hooper, even if the comments are true, that's your teammate. That is your teammate. Like, if Bill and Cottrell made comments on a burner account about me that were true, that'd still be a fucking problem. Like, I don't care if they're true or not. That's your teammate. These are my teammates. Like, that's a problem. And Kevin Durant, just guy can't shut his mouth. He can't shut his mouth. He gets in fights with people all the time. He constantly, and he goes on his burner account to argue with them. And the problem is he refers to himself as me or my on his own burner account 17 times. On his burner account. It's Devin Booker's team when we win, but it's my team when we lose. Not Durant's team, my team. That's a problem, guys. Serious problem. Guy runs his mouth way too much. If I'm the Rockets, I send him the fuck home. Get him out of it. It's a problem. Shall we?
Yeah, I mean, I think his, cavalier attitude towards it at the press conference saying, I know you have to ask, blah, 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 blah. Like, he doesn't get that benefit of the doubt here. Because, again, this is a guy that's been well connected to other burner accounts in the past that he hasn't denied. So I don't like that answer at all. Writing's kind of on the wall. If you're gonna be real honest about this, kind of like Gene said, and really look at it for what it is, you got to deal with those guys in the locker room. I also think it's crazy. Again, it's not that this makes it better, but to Gene's point, if you're going on them and arguing with people about teams you used to play for or something like that, that's one thing. Taking shots at guys that you're currently playing with that like Gene said, you have to look at every day, and that you're trying to win a championship with, and you've had a really good season so far. This is going to be a huge distraction. I don't think this is just going to go away. Not in today's age with reporting and being able to view things and do things online. I don't think this is just going to be swept under the rug and never spoken of again. So I think if Houston's smart, I think they have to pull him in and ask him if it's really him, and if it is him, I think you do have to suspend him. I think you got to send him home for a little bit of time. I don't think this can just be business as usual and say, okay, well, you know what? Jabari Smith's got to take that on the chin, or Sengun's got to take it on the chin and just deal with it. That's not right to them.
Right.
Like Gene said, there's teammates. They deserve a certain level of respect, and Kevin Durant's way too old and way too established to just constantly be this, worried and concerned with what people are saying online. Like the dude's going to be a top 15 player of all time, and he gets in his feelings about the littlest thing on Twitter all the time. I just don't understand it. Who cares? Just go play basketball, dude. It's not that big a deal. If anything, I would respect it more if he went on him as himself and just went back and forth with fans. That would at least be funny. But like trying to come up with these stupid names and hiding, and like Gene said, giving yourself away because you're getting messed up with English and getting your thoughts down without making it sound like yourself. You just look silly at that point. It just makes it look worse. So big misstep by him. I think Houston, if they're smart, suspend him for a week or whatever, get it out of the way now and let him come back and then get ready for the playoffs. I think the longer you let this linger, I think the worse it gets, because I think they're going to start asking other players about it too. And that's when it's going to get real tricky. So we'll see what they do.
I ultimately think you guys are thinking, I think your mind's in the right place about what he did, it being wrong and all of that. But at the end of the day, I don't see any suspension ultimately happen for Kevin Durant. I don't see it being a, undisclosed injury. Like, I don't see any of that happening, because this is like when, something happens at your job and like they try and catch you in the lie. Like when you have to go talk to HR, it's like, hey, like if you admit this, like nothing's going to happen to you, you're going to be good to go moving forward. We just need to know the truth. And then you tell them the truth and they're like, oh, well, actually you told us the truth. Now we got to fire you. Like all Kevin Durant has to do is when he goes into to talk to the GM or talk to the owner is just be like, nope, it wasn't me. They're not going to dive deep into it and, do a whole investigation. Of course, somebody will, absolutely. But the Houston Rockets, like it's not in the Houston Rockets' interest to know what's going on, with burner accounts and things like that. Like the NBA is not running a legit HR operation to make sure that, Sengun or Jabari Smith's feelings aren't hurt. And obviously I say that facetiously, but like it is in the Rockets' best interest for Kevin Durant to be on the court. You're paying him all this. You're paying him all this money. There's not a world where the Rockets are a better basketball team right now without Kevin Durant on the floor.
They're not a better basketball team without Kevin Durant on the basketball court. Let me take it a step further, though. Are you thinking about this year and the next 20 games, or are you thinking about the future? Because you're going to piss off your franchise player in Sengun. You're going to piss off one of your young players in Jabari Smith. And honestly, let's just say Kevin Durant wasn't on the Rockets. The Rockets wouldn't trade Sengun and Jabari Smith for Kevin Durant. They wouldn't do it.
No.
One's more important than the other.
For sure.
And you can't piss off your franchise player.
So I agree with you, but I also think that the Rockets made the move to bring Kevin Durant on the roster to win right now. This is not a win in 2 years. This is not a win in 3 years team. We need to win right now. And this is our window. I mean, you don't know, like Kevin Durant's been playing great for him to be, at this point in his career. I mean, he's averaging 25 plus, like he's still a star in terms of basketball, but you're doing this to win now. Like you don't know when he's going to fall off a cliff. Like you don't know when that injury happens. And it's like, damn, we didn't realize that we were in the end times of Kevin Durant's career essentially there. So I think you focus in on this year, same thing that and granted didn't work out great, but same thing the Eagles ultimately had to do with AJ Brown. You had to lock in on the year. You had to just say, hey, we're going to see if we can make this thing work. And now in the upcoming offseason, you're going to see what you can do to potentially get rid of them or just salvage whatever that situation is. I think it's a pretty similar situation in Houston. I personally, though, think the craziest part about all of this is Kevin Durant is talking about all of these places that he's been in the past, but let's actually revisit some of those places, right? So Oklahoma City, he was there. He's talking about his times with Russ. Well, they got rid of Kevin Durant and Russ, and they didn't win any championships there. And they went through this entire rebuilding cycle. Now they're the best team in basketball. They have a finals win under their belt at this point. Like they're thriving. Then you go to Golden State, his next stop. And yes, he gets 2 rings there. He gets 2 finals MVPs. It's great. Like he was a great player there. But then he gets into the whole spat with Draymond Green. They say they don't need him. He leaves in free agency, and then they win another ring without him. Now, of course, would Golden State be a better team right now with Kevin Durant? Absolutely. But the point is that Draymond said they didn't need him, and they went out and proved him right. Brooklyn was an absolute dumpster fire situation with Kevin Durant. Like, I'm not going to act like they're just some sunshine and rainbow story after he left, but they were bad essentially with him. That never lived up to the hype. It was only there for one season, and they haven't figured it out afterwards. And then his most recent stop with the Suns, we were talking about them as a play-in team, one of the most underachieving teams in basketball. They essentially trade Kevin Durant for Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green, and now they're a team that's playing good basketball. They're going to be a top 6 seed come playoff time, and it's looking like Devin Booker is going to lead the Suns, to something this season. So maybe it's not all of these other guys that Kevin Durant is talking about. Maybe this is Kevin Durant just saying, hey, teams happen to get better after I leave them, or their situations happen to turn around after I leave them. And I'm the bitter ex, just upset that, everyone else is having success while I keep trying to find my place, and I'm not having success anywhere. So I think that could be a major part of it. I think it's something that you definitely have to talk about with them. But as far as the Rockets side of things go, I think they need to be all in on this season. And you don't just sweep it under the rug and act like it didn't happen. But at the same time, I think you got to just play basketball and ignore the elephant in the room as long as possible, because you're going to need Kevin Durant if you want to have any shot of winning a championship this season.
I don't agree with you.
I don't either.
And I'll take it a step further. The Rockets were the 2 seed last year. They're the 6 seed this year.
Agreed.
Last year, the Suns were not a playoff team, and they're 1 game behind the Rockets. And all they did was move Kevin Durant for Jalen Green, who hasn't played this year. Addition by subtraction is a thing. The Rockets played better team basketball last year than they did this year. It's the truth.
So had a point guard last year.
I just feel like the excuses get made for Kevin Durant way too often. I don't think they can win with or without him. That's my point. I don't think they can win without him, obviously. I don't think they can win with him. I was dead wrong thinking they had a serious chance. I thought they would go out and get a point guard. I quickly switched over to the Spurs, 9 games into the season. The thought process behind what the Rockets are is a product of a poor culture that Kevin Durant creates. Ime Udoka is one of the top coaches in basketball. Amen Thompson was one of the biggest stars on the rise last year. Alfred Sengun was one of the biggest stars on the rise. Kevin Durant is the problem. Yes, he's great at basketball. He's an awful teammate.
I agree with you 100%. I just think let's say
you're not going to win championship. Send a message. Go to fuck home, KD. Go somewhere else. Have a great one. I would respect them. Bro, I'm not kidding with you. I'd buy a Rockets jersey. I'm going to hope the Rockets front office listen to me right now. My friends, if they told Kevin Durant to go home right now and never care, we don't want you. Go home. They're not going to win a shit with or without him this year. Yes or no?
I agree with you.
Why not do the right thing? Get rid of him.
When we did the percentage pie, the Rockets were not on my board. So I agree 100% with you on that account of things. I'm just saying that if you're the Rockets, you're thinking about the bigger picture here. The burner account, right now, there's no basketball being played right now. This is the NBA story. Once games start getting played, stars are having performances, and there's other storylines. Yeah, are we going to still be talking about the burner account in the back of our minds? Yes, absolutely. But the focus isn't going to be on that anymore. And I'm saying maybe they just think that it's going to be okay to wait for the storm to pass over. Is that right? No, I'm not saying I agree with it. But I'm ultimately just saying if the Rockets want any hope of trying to win a championship, and I don't think they can win one, but if they want any hope, it's going to be with Kevin Durant in that lineup.
So start Reed Shepherd at your point guard, move Amen Thompson to the 3, and call it a day. And let Reed Shepherd develop more, because he should, because he has the tools.
They should be doing that anyway.
What?
I said they should be doing that anyway.
Yeah, I agree, but I guess they got Satari Easton to do that.
I don't think Houston can
a shooter.
I don't think Houston can risk it. That's my opinion. To Gene said it earlier, and I'll touch on it. We'll go one step further. If you start, they bring Kevin in, and Kev says, "I don't do it," and then Houston doesn't do their homework and at least try to find out themselves. These reporters aren't going to stop digging. Somebody will have some kind of connection at Twitter, and they'll be able to prove it. And then it becomes a much bigger issue than it would if you just address it now. If some reporter walks in the locker room 2-3 weeks from now with guaranteed proof saying it was definitely Kevin Durant, and here's so-and-so, blah, 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 now you have to deal with it head on. And now you have no chance to get ahead of it because some reporter will just walk up to Sengun or walk up to Jabari Parker and throw it in face before they have any idea that's coming. And then you have to do something. And now you're 3 weeks closer to the end of the season. It's going to be a mess. And again, this isn't the first time that, the Durant's had to deal with it because he does it all the time. So, again, I'm not going to sit here and say that they're definitely going to suspend him because they probably won't. But if they don't deal with it at some point internally, and it does come out that it's definitely him, I think it gets a lot worse.
Why is Reed Shepherd barely playable? And I understand that. Shoots 39% from three. He's averaging 13 points a game. They doubled his minutes and he's tripled his production. Why is he barely playable? I'm just trying to understand that. I think Reed Shepherd played good basketball. Is it Kevin Durant's other burner account?
I think he's trying to say that the Rockets defense isn't holding up around him. But I mean, I think Sengun is I think people give him more flack defensively because he actually does give you effort. I'm not saying he's Wilt or he's David Robinson or anything like that, but I think he's a solid defender for what he is. Obviously, we know Amen's a great defender there. Tari Eason can defend. So, you don't need to be a lockdown defender to get minutes on the basketball court. So I don't know why Reed's not playing. I think at this point, as soon as Fred got hurt, it should have been oh, this is our key. We need to throw Reed in here, and this is his time to develop. He's going to be our guard for the future. Is he going to be our point guard? Maybe, maybe not. But he is our guard of the future, and we're going to throw him in there with the men and see if we can get this thing to work out.
Do we agree, Hoopers fans? We got to get off the topic. But do we agree that the Rockets aren't winning without him? And that the development of a young player is more important than whether or not, I've watched a lot of Rockets games. Reed Shepherd's not just shooting open threes. He's shooting 5-6 feet behind the three-point line. When he gets hot, the kid gets hot. I think he needs more playing time. I'm just being honest with you. Just an opinion, though. Let's move on. Let's talk about All-Star Weekend.
All right, let's go to.
Speaking of embarrassing,
let's go to
Jolly, I don't agree with that.
I was gonna say, I think they were 3 for 4 as far as the events go over the weekend.
Dunk contest. That was embarrassing.
But yeah, let's talk some All-Star Weekend here. You had Damian Lillard win the 3-point contest. You had Shot Johnson win the dunk contest, and then you had.
Who?
The guy who didn't knock himself out.
And then you had USA, I believe it was USA Stars that ultimately won the round robin tournament with
which we correctly predicted.
Team Stripes and Team World there. So Gene, sounds like you had a strong opinion about the weekend there. Obviously I see you were locked into it. What was your takeaway from this weekend? And ultimately, the question that's rolling around there, did Victor Wembanyama save the All-Star game?
Yes. Watching him play and get angry was awesome. Guys, Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic are a joke for what they did this All-Star break. Okay? Other players were a joke for what they did this All. The old-timers were very clearly playing their ass off early to try to beat the world, right? So I watched 2 competitive quarters of basketball, a third one that was somewhat competitive, And then the old timers ran out of gas in the fourth quarter, and the young Bucks absolutely ran them up and down the court. That was fun to watch. The 3-point contest being on at 5 o'clock. When the hell was that announced?
Ridiculous.
What the hell was that about?
So they gave up NBA, ridiculous enough, gave up their primetime slot for a rerun of the Winter Olympics sports that happened during the day.
I lost my mind.
Same.
I got a message that I watched it afterwards. I got a message that Damian
Lillard won it. Yep,
I'm
same.
Like, this shit happened already.
Facts. Same. Exact same
5
situation
o'clock?
with me.
The dunk contest was brutal. Like laughable, almost like stand-up comedy. But the All-Star game, Victor Wembanyama played his ass off. And those Young Bucks played their ass off on Team Stars. I enjoyed it.
Can I want to just add in one thing here before
Kawhi Leonard did in that second quarter.
Thank you. That's all I was about to get to. I was going to say a lot of people are crediting Victor, and Victor did set the tone. Don't get me wrong, like absolutely set the tone. But I think a ton of credit has to go to Anthony Edwards for also setting the tone for the young group of guys there, and then Kawhi Leonard matching all of that with the old guys there. So definitely wanted to shout both of them out there as well. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it too.
Bro, when I looked at that, that was the third quarter. I apologize. But when I watched the first 3 quarters, I was very entertained. And Victor Wembanyama had 33 points in 2 quarters. Man, Kawhi had 31 points in 1 quarter. Scored 31 of 48 in 1 quarter. That was the display. Credit is where credit is due. But in the fourth quarter, that shit ran out of gas. There's no more gas in the tank. 0 for 4 at 1 point. I give credit to the Stars. They played defense. Jalen Duran played awesome defense. They actually played defense. Chet Holmgren played defense.
Scotty Barnes was defending.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Even the fourth quarter blowout was fun to watch. Because I was rooting against the Stars. Stripes. We correctly predicted the game, though.
For sure.
Well, at first, I'm like, oh, Team World's going to win. I'm like, then we looked at the teams. I'm like, wait a minute. All young guys are on this. They're going to win. They're going to win. Yeah, I'm guessing you didn't watch much of it. Understandably so. It was on Valentine's Day weekend, and it's been a disappointment for years. So you don't have to go watch it, bro. It's fine. It was good.
I caught glimpses of it. Again, is it a step in the right direction? Sure. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's back, though. The dunk contest is still the jewel of the whole thing, and that's maybe the worst one they've ever had. Ever. So I'm all for Wemby and all that. And again, I hope that becomes contagious. I hope that becomes a thing that we start to see every year. But until all 3 teams and everybody on those teams gets to that level of intensity and gets to that level of giving a shit, we're still not where we need to be. So is it an improvement over what it's been the last 6 to 8 years? Yeah. 3-point contest I thought was amazing. And again, that usually delivers more than not because the big names still sign up for that. To see Dame come back and really not be able to jump and win was kind of cool. Booker and all those guys in it till the end. I thought the 3-point contest was great. Dunk contest, they literally just need to cancel it at this point. If big name guys aren't going to do it, then I'd rather not watch it or be subjected to what it was this past weekend. Get rid of it, come up with something else. And again, if Wemby and the young guys can get all these other old guys, like you said, get Luka and Joker and guys like that to give a shit and play, then the All-Star game will get its luster back. It'll be a nice shiny diamond again. But right now, we're not there yet.
If you turned into a dunk contest and Anthony Edwards was headlining it, and then they had young stars like BJ Edgecombe in it, like just athletic guys, would you not turn in? Would that not be the crown jewel of it? If I'm the NBA, I'd cancel the dunk contest for 2 years and make the players beg for it back.
I don't know if they beg for it back. That's the problem. Like, why is it like, where's Anthony Edwards now? Like, why isn't he in it now? Like, I don't. It boils down to what it always has. Some of those guys are too afraid to lose, and they can't deal with the ego hit. Sorry.
They won't have a one-on-one contest. I'll tell you right now, Unrivaled's one-on-one contest, one of the most entertaining things I've ever watched. And Stewie got shut out. I know I'm not talking about Stewie's not great anymore because you got shut out. Like, it's great. I love it. Like, why would someone get bent out of shape because they got beaten a one-on-one? Like, why? Why are you that way?
I think getting beat one-on-one is definitely more of I would say, an ego hit than losing a silly dunk contest. Like,
look at Unrivaled's numbers, especially the streams for the one-on-one contest.
But again, the women are out there trying to grow the game. They're trying to get paid. They're trying to make money. Like, put the egos aside. It's everybody going in the same direction. NBA players don't have that problem, man. They don't care. They got their money in the bank, and they all want to sit there and be friends and be on Instagram, and they're just soft, dude. It's just the way it is. That's just the era that we're in.
So you're right. Like, that is definitely the era that we're in. But I also think we are getting so far removed from reality. It's starting to get crazy. So, like, I say that in the sense of, let's not act like these dunk contests always were loaded. Like, we've had great dunk contests without the premier stars of the game being in them. Like,
example,
Nate Robinson versus Dwight Howard and whoever else.
They weren't premier stars.
Premier stars?
Everybody knew Dwight Howard was. Everybody knew Nate Robinson was.
Knowing who Nate Robinson. Okay, so you have one Hall of Famer and then Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson was a short guy. That was Nate Robinson's claim to fame.
They play and they get minutes.
So
Andre Iguodala wasn't a premier star. He was incredible.
You're right. I'm saying, like, we still there's definitely work that needs to be done. Like, I'm not defending what they threw out there this go round. But I'm just saying I know that's what I'm saying. I'm not defending that. What I am saying though is that you don't need the Anthony Edwards to go out there and be in the contest for it to be great. Like, VJ Edgecombe, if he would have got in there, you go VJ Edgecombe, a Shaedon Sharp who's known for dunking, Derek Smith Jr. Like, you need to get back to when guys were like, guys who are dunkers go do the dunk contest. I think about Blake Griffin his rookie year. Like, at that point, he was a dunker. Like, yeah, he was the number 1 overall pick, but he was a dunker. We don't need star power to be in the dunk contest for it to be successful. We need dunkers back in the dunk contest to be successful.
But they also have to be.
Well, you're not getting them either.
You're not. That's the problem. That's the problem.
You're not getting either one. You're not getting either one. You're giving me, like Gene's point, you're giving me guys that are barely playing and that aren't good at dunking. Like,
you're right.
How do you want me to watch that?
No, you're 100% right. But I'd argue that one of the best dunk contests of all time had Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine in it. And Zach LaVine at the time was, a good player. Don't get me wrong. But Aaron Gordon wasn't even the Aaron Gordon that we know now in Denver. Like, he was up and coming guy, but
don't disagree.
Star power.
But he was a great dunker, and everybody knew who Zach LaVine was, and they put on a show. And then they did it again, and then they did it again.
Y'all are comparing what I'm saying to this year's contest. I know we need to fix what we had this year. I'm just saying we don't need Anthony Edwards. We don't need Jason Tatum. Like, we don't need necessarily the stars of the game for it to be a good dunk contest. That's my entire point.
I don't need top stars. I need people I know. I wanted to bring this point up real quick. Tim Todd said, bring in real dunkers and open it up to people not in the NBA. I don't agree with this, right? because I would not watch a dunk contest like with a bunch of guys I don't know. I don't care how good you can dunk a basketball. I care how good somebody I watch can dunk a basketball. Like, it sounds crazy, but I don't care how well the 12th guy on your bench can dunk a basketball. I want to watch a guy that plays every night, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't care. That I watch every night compete in a dunk contest. I want to watch him elevate his name and his brand by competing in a dunk contest. I don't want to watch a guy that's never going to be a good player in the NBA in a dunk contest. I don't want to see it. I watched and won. I don't want how many. Look at the views a standard non-NBA dunk contest gets. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'm not missing Control's point. Control is a great point. But if that point was, and his point's correct, I don't need them to be great players. I don't need it to be Ant. I need to be somebody I fucking know. And I watch basketball a lot. I don't want it to be, bro, I'm not kidding with you. I forgot the 4 guys that were in the dunk contest already. I forgot their names. Who were they, Control?
Keshad Johnson, Carter Bryant, Jackson Hayes, and Jace Richardson.
Carter Bryant's the only guy that plays basketball. Nobody else plays. The stiff center plays too. What's his name?
Jackson Hayes plays.
He's a stiff. He plays. Give me a guy that plays 25 minutes a night.
I've never seen a 6'10" dude dunk from 5 feet away and try to sell it like it was something else.
Bro, they were like, "Is he gonna go for the free throw line and like took another step?"
Bro,
like, what are we doing?
He was down below the circle, dunked it, and then turned around like he did something special. And that's my point, dude. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like
it's the only one that's valid.
This isn't it.
It is the only one that's valid. That's a personal thing for you, Gene. It doesn't mean it's forever. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but let's take a step back for a minute. Who do you want to see in the dunk contest, Team 3 and 8?
I don't think you could say that either, because you look at the ratings and everything else, and they're not what they used to be. So it's not just a me and Gene thing.
Saturday night dunk contest. We used to have a poker tournament at my buddy's house, order food, and watch the dunk contest.
Same.
I would never do that now. Oh, let's go watch Jace Richardson bang his head off the backboard. Damn right, Vince Carter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like, again, it's we're not missing Cottrell's point. We're not disagreeing with Cottrell, but we're not getting that either. Like, that's the difference. If you give me, like Gene said, people who we know, they don't have to be top 12 players in the league. That's not what we're saying. But give us Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, those type of players that can dunk their asses off, and I'll watch it. But we're not getting that either, and we're not close to that. We're getting further away from that than it is now. Like,
bro,
it's
Ja's ass in the dunk contest.
What?
Get Ja's ass in the dunk contest. And tell him if he gets in the dunk contest, you won't suspend him another 25 games for flashing a gun on Snapchat.
It's another whole conversation.
What? I'm just kidding.
But we're just not there either. Like, you can't justify the product they put on the court Saturday for the dunk contest.
No,
you can't.
I don't think anybody is, though. That's the thing. Like, I don't think anybody's justifying what was out there.
Well, how do you fix it, Control? What is your fix?
My fix, I forgot who said it. I think it was T3 and D, but I would add in that you have to put one of the rookies in it. Like, that needs to be a part of a rookie deal where if you have, I don't know what the number is, but, before the All-Star break, you have 25, 30, 40 dunks, whatever the case may be. There's a number, you hit it. We have the opportunity to pick you and put you in the dunk contest if you're not injured. I think that would be a great stipulation. You throw them in there. Of course, you need to have other participants in there as well. But like VJ is the perfect example of a guy who I think everybody knows. You throw him in there. He's already got some, moxie from the first half of the season that he's had. He's going to rise his brand as well from doing that. Of course, I'd want to see Ja. Of course, I want to see, Zion go do it. Like, of course, there's guys like big time names that I want to go see. But to Hooper's point about Jaylen Brown, he did the dunk contest last year, and he's 100% right. No one cared. We respected him for doing it. We were like, oh, like Jaylen Brown's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to go save the dunk contest, and we respected him for doing it. But nobody cared that it was a star in it because his dunks weren't as good. Like, I want to see the dunkers bring back Mac. If that's what you got to do to get some guys out, bring back Mac. Like he posted his highlights on Twitter of, you know, dunks that he did or that he would have done if he was in the contest. I don't know how I don't have the foolproof plan of how to save it, but I need guys, one, who are willing to dunk, but I also need good dunkers. Like, I think that's the biggest issue right now. If those four guys right there had went out, like Kashad and Carter and all those guys, if they had put on a show, personally, I'm saying, oh, I didn't know those guys, but they put on a show. Like, that was an entertaining dunk contest. Then I wouldn't care as much that I don't know them because I was already watching for the 3-point contest. I was already watching because I want to see what happens All-Star Weekend.
Okay. He wants creative dunks, don't need names. Okay. It's your opinion. I respect it. I don't agree. Mac McClung was fun, but if Mac McClung went against VJ Edgecombe and Cooper Flag, and I know they declined the invitation, my question is, how do you get them to show up?
You put it in their rookie contract.
They're declining. What?
You put it in a rookie contract.
I like that. All right, let's move. We're at 8:00. Let's want to do trivia, and then we'll get into some more basketball and Olympics.
Let's do it.
I got trivia for you guys. NBA, it's all basketball. All basketball shows. Shalley's so fired up. It's a big basketball guy.
It's a dead period of the year for Shalley.
Like
he's been watching Luge on repeat.
I need to get to baseball and golf.
Guys.
Pebble Beach Pro-Am was this past week.
It was a great tournament.
It was.
Guys, everybody here knows. Turn your comments off. Eyes on the screen. Eyes at me, Shalley. Look at me.
Oh, here we go.
No looking at the phone, brother. Look at me.
Look at you all the time, Gene.
We look at this. We do this all the time, right? Where we know who has the most points in the history of NBA, Cottrell?
LeBron James.
Who's second? Whose record did he pass, Chow?
Kareem.
Let's name the next 10. Let's name 3 through 12. Top 10 NBA points, not named Bron, not named Kareem. Top 10 in points, not named Bron, not named Kareem. Let's start with Shalley, 1. Shalley, you got a couple freebies on the wheel.
I'll go with the GOAT.
Damn right. GOAT's number 3.
I'm going to go with Bean.
Bean's number 2.
I'll go with Burner himself. I know he's on there somewhere.
KD's number 6.
I'm going to go with Shaq.
Shaq's number 7.
Oh,
Kobe's number 2 on this list. I get what you're saying. He's number 4 on the real list. He's number 2 on this list. This list is not named Bron and Kareem.
I might have the rest of these, honestly.
Probably do.
Shaq, you're up, right?
Yeah. I mean, Wilt's got to be on there somewhere.
Wilt's number 5.
I'm gonna go with the pedophile. I'm gonna go Karl Malone.
The mailman's number 1.
Correct.
I knew you have to say the name. I knew what you're talking about.
I think I got 2 more. How many more on the list?
4 left. 3.
I think Dirk's on there.
Dirk's number 4.
He is on there.
You say a name. You say a name. I'm taking it. Don't say. Final answers. Don't say the name unless you want it on there. It's going.
Can I get a number, a point number?
No.
Is that fair?
I gotta find it. I didn't get the number.
Okay. No worries.
Probably get it.
we're out of people that are at 30,000. I was trying to get how far down we go. Through 12, Carmelo Anthony has to be on there.
Melo's number 8.
Yeah.
We're not strike. No, we're strikeless. I got the numbers right. Obviously, LeBron 40,000, whatever. All right, so I'll go down to Durant, right, or Melo. Melo's 8. So you got 1 through 8. Carmelo's got 28,289.
Okay.
I feel like there was that weird stat floating around a while ago that Harden's like top 10 in like all these different categories. So I'll go with James.
James Harden's on the list. Strike 1.
That gives me some breathing room. I'm going to go with Tim Duncan.
Nope. These are the hardest 2. Got to be honest. Hardest 2 by far.
Duncan was kind of one of my backups.
Hardest 2 by far.
I mean, one was probably an older guy. I don't think Larry played long enough. Let's go. It's not Magic.
You said names. I got to take them. I'm kidding.
Magic is probably
5 seconds.
Nowhere near this.
Nah, so I'm just thinking out loud. What do they carry? I got Dr. J.
Dr. J is a strike. It's another strike.
I know
Cottrell holds hammer.
I know he's close. I just don't know how close. Just past. He's in the 25,000 point range. I'm gonna go with Russell Westbrook.
No, strike another strike. Let me know when you guys ready for some hints.
Russell Westbrook has got to be like the first name or second name off this list.
He's not. There's 4 names in between him and the next guy.
Do we want to hit? Do we want to hit?
You guys want to do hints?
Absolutely.
70s and 80s.
70s and 80s.
Stay there. 70s and 80s. Stay there.
70s and 80s?
Yeah, like so both of them played in the 70s and 80s. Both of them. Both guys.
I'll stay with the Sixers. I'll go with Moses.
He's
Moses
on there.
is number 9. Moses is number 9.
70s and 80s.
Now the toughest ones left. Toughest one by far.
70s and 80s. Is he? I don't want to ask.
This guy started in 68, 69, played to 84.
See, that kind of takes away who I was thinking.
68 to 84.
Because, yeah, he didn't play in the 80s. There's no way. Yeah, no, absolutely no way he played in the 80s. Gene, you're killing me here, man.
I'm just telling you the truth. 5 left.
I'm gonna throw him out there. I know it's wrong, but no one else is coming to mind right now. I'm gonna go with Oscar Robertson.
It's not a big guess, but no.
I know he didn't play in the 80s. Like I know for a fact that wasn't him, but he's the only one that came to mind.
2 off the list. Number 14 on the full list. Number 12 on this list. Shall I close this down? I could give you guys the team. You still wouldn't get them. It's really tough.
Oscar was going to be my next guess, actually.
You're up 1. I can't give you a hint. I'll give control to him. Card stacked against you, brother.
You give me the hint, I'm going to nail it, just so you know.
100% won't. Shall I trust me? He won't.
100% will. I guarantee it.
Guaranteed. We just named Moses. Great.
I have no idea.
You want to pass? And I give
Okay,
Cottrell a hint?
give Cottrell's hint. Maybe I don't know.
Let me dive into my bag here.
Washington Bullets.
That's the only team he played for?
No, I played for the Rockets too. Main career though was as a Bullet.
Oh, I got the image here. I see him with the striped jersey on.
Is that what Google shows you? I'm kidding.
That's not funny.
So Google showed me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I see the image.
We already got Moses. I got Moses.
Stop looking at the chat. Don't look at the chat. That's cheating. I tell you to turn the comments off. You don't listen.
Well, I don't use them.
Just respond. Yeah.
I know you said he played for what was the other team?
Rockets
besides the Bullets?
Rockets and Bullets.
I literally see it.
Give you 5 seconds.
I say, how long you gonna get to see it before you got to guess?
I don't know his name. I see it. I feel like he had like an Afro Bullets jersey. I don't know. I don't know the name.
It sounds like you're racially profiling now.
Shallow, give me an answer.
I don't know the name.
I just don't think he played for Washington. That's the problem. I feel like it's a big guy.
Well, yeah, I said that.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
He played for Washington. His main career.
The guy that I have in my head, I don't think played for Washington. It's the problem. I really don't know, but I just feel like he didn't.
First 4 in Houston, next 10 in Washington, last 3 in Houston. There's no N in Cottrell, bro. Spell the goddamn name right. There's no N in it. Says the fucking name. I'm kidding, bro.
Cantrell. Elgin Baylor.
Incorrect. Bro, I swear to God, I thought you had it.
Oh. Gene, my guy.
Yes, sir.
You said you thought he had it. I'm almost positive now that this is this guy's name. Elgin Hayes.
Bro, do I give that to him?
No, is it his name or not?
Not
I don't
exactly.
think that's his. I don't think his first name's right.
Not exactly. I don't know, chat. Do I give that to him? Hold on. It's really friggin' close. It's like saying Mark Jordan.
And if the answer is Michael Jordan, that would be wrong.
I don't know. Do I give that to him? I'll send you a beer, Team 3 and D. Where do you live? Do I give that to him?
I'm not being a dick, but if it's not his name, I don't think you can give it to him.
Cottrell, do you think you earned that one if you gave me the wrong name?
How close is it?
Very close. I'll give you. You're 1 letter off. 1 letter.
You just didn't hear me right. That's all. That's all it was.
You were like confusing Elgin Baylor with. That's what you did. I know what you did. I just don't know if I should give that to him. Kyle said give it to him. Callie obviously does. Do you feel good taking a tie that way?
Absolutely. Take my ties how I can get them.
I don't know, man. I'm not going to tie. I'm just going to tie break.
Things these people go to try to knock me off the mantle, man.
I'm going to give it to him. It's Elvin Hayes, not Elgin Hayes.
Hey, we'll take it. I had the vision. I saw the guy.
Tiebreaker is number 11. The tiebreaker is the next one on the list. Very well-known player. So number 13. Very well-known player. Absolute Hall of Famer superstar. 2-time champion. First one that says it wins. First one that says it wins.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
That's correct. Olajuwon. That's it. Listen, If Shally wants to protest that victory,
I'm already filling out my paperwork.
if you file a protest, I will put it to the board.
The lawyers are already notified.
I just wanted Shally to have to give a trivia question next week.
Y'all gonna fucking pay for this. I promise you. Trivia.
Right,
you
guys,
better allow about 25 minutes for trivia next week.
All right, let's get rolling. Congrats, Kittrell. Elgin Hayes.
Apparently, I have another protest here now as well.
Okay.
What's the protest?
Because I got like 4 people texting me saying that James Harden is in the top 10.
Okay, hold on. Why are you reading your text? That's even worse.
What's over now?
Just admit it to lying or cheating.
Ooh.
I'm checking right now. I got mine. I get most of mine off of Chat GPT. James Harden is number 9.
This is already over then.
James Harden is number 9.
Well,
everything else on the list was correct. James Harden was number 9. I don't know how recently it was updated, but listen, we'll call this one a draw this week.
To be fair,
hold
on, because if you
want to take it away twice,
if
I
you
guessed it right, I was told I was wrong, and then Control doesn't even say the right fucking name, and he gets tied.
If you would have said Harden, though, I would have eventually got back to Moses. So we're talking about a domino effect here.
We ain't talking about what ifs. I actually said James Harden. You didn't say Moses,
and then he said it was wrong.
I think Shally cheated, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he cheated.
Yeah, he's got a list up.
All right,
he's like, I have the list right here. How did you?
No, I said people texted me. I didn't say I had the list. I said people texted me and said James.
All right, listen. If someone texted you, if you show the text on screen, we'll give you the win.
All right, I'll text them right now. Make sure they want to be.
No. I need to see the text, the incoming text. You can blank out the name.
No, I'll make sure they want to be put on the screen. So the change the fact that you got it wrong. That's right. Yo, listen. This is what you guys got to do to beat me. I understand. It's like what it feels like. Now I know what it feels like to be Michael Jordan. Like this is how hard it's got to be for somebody to bring you down in a category. If you guys better read up on NASCAR between now and next Wednesday, I'm telling you that right now. Daytona 500 just happened. Like y'all better go back and read some racist ass white history books about NASCAR racing.
What? That's what I'm going to be reading next year.
Because that's what we're going to do.
We gotta move. Stop your protest, crybaby.
I got 2 to file. I got a lot of paperwork to do.
All right.
Hey, we'll have our lawyers ready. They'll be ready.
For that. God! If Shally comes next week with Olympic luge trivia, I'm done. I wouldn't play. Forfeit.
Kyle, tune in, Kyle. It's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be half the goddamn show.
It's been fun. Next week I go. Listen, real quick before we get off the NBA, I don't want to lose the NBA topic. Second half predictions for the NBA. Shai, you're about to love the second half of the show. So just deal with this for 38 seconds, and then your Wolverines will get their credit.
I'll believe that when you say it.
You're going to hear me say it. Second half predictions. Yo. Yo.
Shoe fits. That's all I'm saying.
All right, guys. NBA, let's get back to it real quick. We got NBA second half predictions, right? Second half projections. Who is your MVP of the second half of the NBA season? Who is the guy you think is going to be the most valuable player the second half of the season?
The second half specifically?
Hey, give me an out-of-pocket name, though. Don't just give me yo, all right, cool. Give me somebody, maybe a player that steps up that you're not expecting. I have a crazy
one. So if you actually look at where players are at right now with the whole 65 games and, the requirements to win awards and stuff like that, a lot of your favorites, I know, I'm just saying, a lot of your favorites are right at that line or slightly past it. So like I'm looking at guys, I'm personally looking at guys in the East. Like I got 3 that I'm looking at. I'm like, you absolutely have the opportunity to go win an MVP this year. I don't know if you want me to give all 3, if you want me to just give one, because I know you guys got a couple too. So I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to get all the shine.
No, I don't have Sengun, but I'll go first then. I'll use my one that I think is a prediction, a really good prediction. It's not a prediction when it comes from me. It's a spoiler, a la Paul Heyman. I got LaMelo Ball. And if you're not watching Charlotte Hornets basketball right now, you are missed. Guys, Hornets plus 4.5 tomorrow. You're welcome. LaMelo Ball and Con Knipple and Brandon Miller, that squad is playing great basketball. You're not watching. You're not watching. Pay attention. You're not watching. Pay attention. That's my prediction for second half MVP. Just second half, he's not going to win the MVP for the league. But they're going to get like the 5 seed and shock everybody.
Bill?
I think it'd be like wild, like I think if we knew for sure one way or the other if he was coming back, it'd be Tatum, but because he could give them that boost if he was actually like anywhere close to 100%, but I still don't think he's going to play. Who can just go on a nutty run for 20 games?
I did not see that he got in a car crash today. And if he's injured, I refrained my pick.
Did he really get in a car crash?
Yes, he got in a car crash.
Fucking guys. I'll go with Maxey.
I love that pick. Love that pick. By the way, Tyrese Maxey, the Sixers going to run the second half of the year and people don't qualify, could be a great pick for MVP to league. He got up and left though. All right. Hopefully there's no like whiplash. He doesn't sit out a game.
He got up and left. What does that mean though?
I don't think he walked away.
Like did he or she Rice get up and leave, or like he just like there's a big difference. Was he driving 90 in a Lambo that he didn't own? Like what?
I think he got in a car accident.
In a Hummer.
With a Hummer.
He was in a Hummer, so he was fine.
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, he didn't run over small people in another car.
Well, we didn't hear about it, so I'd imagine that.
True. You're right.
It wasn't, nothing too crazy. But for me, like I said, I got 3 that just really stand out to me. And one of them being Jaylen Brown. I think he's already had an incredible first half of the year, and with the idea of a MVP award being up for grabs, if Shea misses more time, Jokic is very close to the number, Wemmy's very close to the number, Giannis is going to miss it, like Luka's going to miss it as far as games go. Like I think the MVP race is wide open, and when you have guys who already had the great start to the first half, I think they're going to build on that, especially knowing that an MVP is going to be for some guys here, an MVP this year is going to be the most likely they'll ever have an opportunity for it. Another one that I think, Cade Cunningham, he had a great first half of the year there as well. And obviously he's already on, the number 1 team in the East there. I think he's going to absolutely have the opportunity to take over and get that award. But then like my sleeper, I don't want to say true sleeper because he was an all-star this year, is Jalen Johnson, a guy who always gets a ton of love on this show. We've been high on him literally since his rookie year there. But I think now with him really getting into his stride and the Hawks have been playing good basketball without Trae Young, I think Jalen Johnson is a guy who's going to continue to get some love and, ultimately show what he can do here in the second half.
The problem is they're 26 and 30. And when I'm not asking you, so that was the only answer I liked is Jalen Johnson. And I'll explain to you why. I'm not asking you who's going to win the MVP of the league. I'm asking you who's the second half MVP.
I know. I get the question. I was just saying that I think knowing what's going to be up for grabs, I think those guys who are right on the outside are going to step up to the plate. And
does it sound nuts
that
I might put $50 on the next 14 guys to win MVP, not named Jokic and SGA, because if they and just pray for them not to play like 5 games each?
It's not crazy at all. In fact, I tell you, I've already done it. Just sprinkle in $10 on some guys. Like Jaylen Brown right now is plus 10,000. Donovan Mitchell's plus 15,000. Ant's plus 20,000. Like it'd be absolutely ridiculous not to just throw $10 on these guys, knowing how close to the injury number that Shea is and Joker are. Well, Shea's not close yet, but he has an injury and we don't know when he's going to be back.
Correct. Guys, second half team to watch out for. This is a team that's 6 through 14 in either conference that you think can make a rise up the conference. I already gave you mine. I'm going to give you a second one when it comes around to me. I'll go last. I already gave you mine. Charlotte Hornets, I think, travel all the way up to the 4 or 5 seed in the East. But I'll give you another one in a little bit. I'll let you guys go around and it's the team to look out for. You said one a second ago, Joe.
I mean,
I'll go quick. I mean, I've said this in the last couple of weeks. If the Sixers can keep everybody on the court, it's not a homer pick. I think they match up really well with a lot of people in the East, and they're going to be hard to beat if JoJo and everybody can stay on the court with the talent they have, and assuming they get PED Paul back. So it'll be I think they're interesting. And again, the odds of all that happening are probably not good. But if it does, then I think they're going to be a really tough out.
Atlanta's a great pick tomorrow, by the way. Nick, if you're listening to this, Atlanta and Charlotte are 2 plays tomorrow.
So for me, what I would also look, I look at in the East. I mean, Atlanta is definitely going to be one where I think, depending on where they fall, of course, it looks like they're going to be a definitive play-in team, but like they absolutely have the ability, even if they're at the 9-10 spot, they have the ability to go and then push a team like Detroit or push a team like Boston, especially if Tatum's not back, to a couple games and make them work to win the series there. So I do like the Hawks on that side. On the flip side of it, in the Western Conference, I didn't know necessarily about the run because obviously they just traded away a guy who was the catalyst of what they were doing. But the Clippers have been 21-12 since they got rid of CP3. And I'm not saying that he was the problem or anything like that, but it almost feels like that situation that happened got those guys to rally around each other. Kawhi Leonard has stepped up. He's actually been playing good basketball. At the time, James Harden was playing good basketball, and I know he got traded there, but you're expecting Darius Garland back at some point. I just think the Clippers have shown at least the ability to have success playing basketball as of late. And so with that being the case, like I would not be surprised if they found a way to creep up. And I still think they're going to be a play-in team no matter what, but I wouldn't be surprised at all where we were looking at them when they were like 5-16 or 5-18, whatever they were, and just kind of thought they were dead in the water. I wouldn't be surprised if they're actually a playoff team and, not necessarily go win a championship, but, give a couple teams a little scare there.
Look, when you go, Chow, you said the Sixers, I like them. I think that the problem with the Sixers is their health. And I think that they'll always be in that health issue. Guys, when I look at the East and the West, the problem with the NBA right now is the playoffs are set. Everybody that's not in the playoffs is tanking. Everybody that's in the playoffs is not tanking. It's embarrassing for the league, FYI. It's an embarrassing look. So what I'm saying is, I said 6 through 14, but no one's 6 through 14 I care about. I care about 6 through 10. And another team I look at to be a really big team in the second half is the Orlando Magic. You're going to get Franz Wagner back. You got Paolo Banchero. You got Desmond Bane. Paolo Banchero's got to learn how to stop being a selfish fucking player. And the Orlando Magic are going to be a good basketball team.
So I agree with you. I just don't know how long it's going to take. The report just came out today that Franz is going to be reevaluated in 3 weeks. So, like, if that's the case, that means he's going to be out at least another 4 because the reevaluation happens 3 weeks from now. He's got to ramp up to get back up to basketball speed. And at that point, that's putting him right back in right before the playoffs. So I agree with you. Like, I think the Magic can be good, but I mean, at some point, like, these guys have to play together. Like, if you look at the number of games that Franz and Paolo have actually played together since they've been in the league at the same time, like, it's absolutely wild considering how young these guys are.
Definitely. I just, all right. Well, I guess if he is out for the season, saw stuff reported 3 hours ago. No, I guess I'm wrong. The Hornets are going to make a play. I said that earlier. I love the Hornets, bro. Love the way they're playing basketball. Guys, we're going to wrap up NBA. We got some college basketball to talk about. And I'm here to admit I was wrong. Perfectly fine doing that. Perfectly fine doing that. If you guys know before the season started, Purdue was my pick to win the national championship. Last night at home, Michigan came into Purdue and smacked them around like a child. Just absolutely bludgeoned them. And now you have the game of the year coming up on Saturday. Michigan at Duke. Duke is a 1.5 point favorite. I'm dialed for this basketball game.
It's not at Duke though.
Oh, it said at Duke. It's a neutral
site.
Duke.
I think Duke's home, but it's a neutral site game.
I didn't know that.
It's in DC. It's in DC, I believe.
You watched the game, Capital One. You're right. Did you? I'm assuming you watched last night's game show.
I did.
$5,500 per ticket. Center court. $1,000 for the 200 level. $500 to get in a seat for Michigan Duke.
May very well could be a championship game preview.
Could be 1 versus 3. This point in the season, man, 6:30 on Saturday. I'm locked in. I'm dialed.
Such a random game too. And now
this late in the year, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Like you've never see this ever.
Ever. And it's like I said, you've won. You have 1 versus 3. It's wild.
You also have 4 versus 2. Arizona and Houston. Well, Houston won't be 2 anymore, but
yeah,
they might be actually. Just lost to Iowa State. Very good game.
Iowa State's very good.
A lot of good college basketball teams. Yeah, how many teams can win the national championship, Joe?
Let me go through the list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My number is actually going to be lower than what you guys may think. I'm going to go with 8. I think 2 weeks ago, I probably was in the 13 to 15 range. I think right now I'm down to 8, especially with the injury. Caleb Wilson obviously is taken out. North Carolina. I think North Carolina would have been in that mix. I think they would have needed some things to fall their way, but I think they had the talent to compete there. Texas Tech just had a big time injury as well. They got a fourth out for the rest of the year. So like,
towards ACL, he's done.
Yeah. So I think a couple weeks ago, if you asked me, I probably would have been in that 13, 15 range there. But I think now I'm down to 8.
Caleb should be back though, should he not?
He's out. He's out indefinitely with no even timetable of when he would be back practicing. Like at least with Franz, they put he's out indefinitely, but they said they'll reevaluate him in 3 weeks.
Can we agree the top 6? Michigan, Houston, Duke, Arizona, UConn, Iowa State.
I agree.
Can we agree those 6?
Mm.
And then we'll play the game of can they win a national championship?
I don't have Iowa State in there, but I get it.
Really?
Why? You have Houston or not Iowa State after you watched Iowa State beat them?
I did. I did see that happen.
Can Kansas win national championship?
Yes. They got the best player in the country. I'm sorry. They can. Absolutely.
I'm going with no.
I'm gonna go yes. Can Florida win a national championship?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're another one of my teams.
So you're at 8, Control. That's it. Or you're
I didn't have Iowa State. I'm at 7.
Shao, you're at 8? Or you said no for Kansas?
I said no from Kansas. They're horrible on the road, and there's no guarantee that Peterson even plays. So it's a no for me.
Can Purdue win a national championship?
No.
For me, no.
I think yes, but they can't run into Michigan. No, hear me out.
I get it. No, I get it. I get what you're saying. They're a bad matchup.
Someone else has to take them out.
Yeah.
Because that size was too much for Purdue.
You don't want to play Arizona then either. They're almost the same team.
I say yes, but they cannot run into Michigan.
Still no for me.
No for me too.
All right. So can Nebraska win a national championship?
Absolutely not.
They lost again last night.
I told you guys 3 weeks ago, Nebraska was the worst undefeated that you've seen.
Can Illinois win a national championship?
This is where it gets tricky.
Illinois is good, but I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no because I feel like they just fall on the other side of the line where they need too much stuff to happen to go their way.
Texas Tech can't win anymore.
No, Toppin's out for the year.
In my opinion. I mean, it's opinion, but I don't think they can win anymore. Anyone else I'm missing? UConn. Can UConn? We said UConn, right?
UConn's the top 6.
We got UConn already.
Just trying to make sure I'm not missing any teams. Gonzaga cannot win a national championship.
No.
They have really. I don't know how they're going to match up with certain people. I think the only team they've played in that top 6 is Michigan, and they lost by 40. So I don't. Obviously, it's earlier in the year, but we don't know what they are, and that's I think kind of weird for Gonzaga.
I have one sleeper team that I think could win a national championship that we didn't talk about.
Me as well.
I think Arkansas can win a national championship.
Arkansas.
What'd you say?
I said Arkansas is very good.
They just struggle defensively, but they can run. They can go up and down the court with anybody. They got a big game tonight.
That would be my little darling. They're winning right now, Alabama.
Mine is a team who I've been on since the beginning, and I'm staying with them. I think they're gonna have to show some things because Duke just beat them like they stole something. But Louisville is 100% one of those teams. I think that maybe not necessarily. I think they're gonna go and just dominate everybody through the tournament, but I think they have the potential to be probably everybody in the country outside of Duke and Michigan. Like you mentioned, Purdue can't run into Michigan. Like that's how I feel about Louisville and Duke, because I saw how both those games played out, and they have nothing for that team.
Didn't they lose again last night?
To who?
I mean, they didn't play last night. No, they did lose last night. Lost to SMU last night.
Oh, yikes.
I just think Nick says St. John's. I know you're a St. John's fan. They've been playing real well recently. I don't know how good they are. They just smacked UConn a couple days ago. I haven't watched enough St. John's.
I feel like UConn has played way too many close games than they should. They're in one right now that I don't think they should be in. But St. John's is falling into that same category as Florida for me, where I would argue the last 3 weeks they've kind of figured it out.
I mean, we'll see. St. John's is always one of those teams that it's nice to watch them. We'll see how it works out.
UConn is just so battle tested. Like I know a lot of it was earlier on in the year, but you face BYU, Arizona, Florida, and Kansas. Kansas was the other one, and Illinois. Those are 4 or 5 teams that we were just talking about. But do they have the ability to win a national championship? And UConn's only got 2 losses to this point, and one of them was to St. John's. So I get it. St. John's won the basketball game there. But UConn absolutely has what it takes. And let's not forget about the fact that you could argue that they have the best coach in college basketball at this point.
I don't disagree with you. It's just one of those things where, like you said, their two losses are St. John's and Arizona. So, I mean, record-wise, they're probably the best. I mean, for two lost teams, they have the best resume possible, probably. But I get the battle tested, and it definitely matters. I just feel like when you're constantly in tight one-possession games, and we've seen it so many times in the tournament, you still need a lot of things to go the right way for you to constantly keep winning those games. And it's like one bad bounce or like one lucky shot when you're not putting teams the way that you should be, you somehow lose sometimes. Like they're playing Creighton at home right now and they're up by 1. Like that shouldn't be that tight of a game. Like and I just feel like, yes, they keep winning the games to your point, but I feel like they're really testing lady luck type stuff. Like I wouldn't want to play games like that in the tournament over and over and over and keep relying on everything to go my way.
Alabama just took the lead on Arkansas. There's still 7 minutes left. That game's 8.
I mean that's going to go back and forth. They're very similar teams. They're both very good offensively. To your point, it's 80-80 with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Defense is not their strong suit.
Anything off? Like, I mean, listen, Michigan looked really good last night versus Purdue. I'll eat my words. They looked a lot better last night versus Purdue than they've looked the other 2 times I watched them play basketball. They look like the best team in the country. I want to watch them play Duke Saturday, and then I'll have a fun time filling out a bracket. I've picked Purdue before the season started. I like Braden Smith. I like Kaufman-Renn. But, yeah, I don't think they match up very well with the way Michigan plays defense.
I think the problem you have is I think everybody likes Braden Smith and Renn for Purdue. It's what do you like after that? And that is where I think when they run into a team like a Michigan or an Arizona or even a UConn who has a big front court and then has depth to where when the guys come in off the bench, you're not losing any size. That's, Braden didn't play great last night. He had 20 points, but he didn't shoot well. He had 10 points in the free throw line, but still had, I think, 7 or 8 assists. Like that was my concern when we first talked about Purdue. It was where else was everything else coming from other than him? And, I don't know if you're going to be able to go through a whole tournament with a 2-man game.
You guys know how I feel about the tournament. You know my philosophy when it comes to my bracket. I need 2 things. I need veteran guard play.
Yep.
And I need you to have that dog, that guy that is like, all right, he can go on a 4 or 5 game heater and your team goes and win the national championship. Last year, it was a 2-1. You had it in Walter Clayton, but you also had it in the other guys on that Florida team because they had so much experience on that team. And like, I love Duke. Like I think Duke's like their build up, like their makeup and what they have and Cam Boozer is absolutely incredible. But like that's a team full of young guys. Like Michigan, they did their due justice. They hit the portal. They got a big out the portal. They got kid from Ohio State, their starting guard. Bill, help me out here. Gale's on Michigan. Like they have the experience, they have the size. They have the right play style, and they have a great coach in May. So, like, I'm expecting Michigan to win the basketball game this upcoming weekend, but I'm very curious to see how Duke is going to play them in that game and see if I can get some more built-in trust with them as we lead into the tournament.
All right, let's get into the Olympics, gentlemen. For any of the Olympics, I'm going to pass it over to you two. I'm going to put my feet up. I'm going to relax. Apparently, there were 3 really good hockey games today, though.
Some good hockey games today.
But I'm not going to lie to you. I've watched nothing of the Olympics. Like 0. Nick in the chat. Fantastic game. All 3, I think 3 went to overtime.
3 of the 4, I believe, yeah.
No, the men did. I didn't see the game, but I saw they went to overtime with Sweden.
And that was after Canada was on the ropes. Canada really
3 minutes
moved
left,
it. What?
They were losing like 3 minutes left.
Yep, against Czechia. Really no business winning that game. They scored like 3 minutes ago, and then of course they scored in overtime. U.S. was winning. I think they scored early in the third, I believe it was. USA was definitely the better team most of the game. They just couldn't score, and they finally did. And Sweden tied it up late, same kind of situation. And then Jack Hughes scored in overtime. But it was Jack or was it Quinn? It was one of the Hughes boys. I can't remember which one. But Canada lost Crosby. Looks like he's going to be done. So that'll be a little bit of a hit for them. But overall, the hockey's been really good. Women play for the gold medal tomorrow against Canada. The women should win that. USA women should win that.
Beat them 5-0 last time they played, right?
What?
Didn't they beat them like 5-0 last time they played?
Yeah, it's pool play. I mean, they're definitely the favorites. They're definitely, it's kind of the opposite of the men's situation. But still be a good game, rivalry. I don't think they'll win 5-0 tomorrow. But it is I think it's been a good Olympics. I mean, there's been a lot of good stuff.
A lot of bad stuff, not bad, but like a lot of stuff that you don't necessarily, would have seen coming. Chloe Kim was, by all accounts, expected to get gold with snowboarding.
Brown, so she didn't win. What else is new?
And she got a silver medal this go round. Obviously, we talked before about what happened to Lindsey Vonn. Figure skater Ilya, he was projected by all accounts to be a gold medalist, and he finishes 8th out of nowhere after a fall.
He fell twice. He was minus 3,000 to win the gold medal.
And then you had Bill, we were talking about this, on the side, the bobsled team, USA bobsled team just shit all over themselves. couldn't get in the sled. Like, this has absolutely been a entertaining.
That is still one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like, if the three of us and like Adrian or Nicholas, somebody try to do bobsledding, that's what I would expect it to look like.
The fact that was like our national team.
Out. Yeah, and just like poor Adrian's the only one left in the sled, and me, you, and Gina just sliding down our ass like that. That is what I would expect it to look like. Like I don't think people realize too, like that, like they spend days upon days of just practicing getting in the fucking sled. Like that's all I did, and like you had people hitting the wall, hitting barriers. Like the one dude just never got close to getting in. Like whatever, man. But there's been a lot of good stuff. There's been a lot of good, bad, funny. The Terminator guy from Norway that dude is an animal. I've never seen anything like that. That guy pretty much runs and skis. I've never seen seen anything like it. Michaela Schiffer won slalom today, won gold, so I was happy for her. That's probably it for her, I would think, Olympic wise.
Curling, you had the women's doubles won gold, and then the mixed doubles got silver. Curling was absolutely incredible to watch. Watched
still going
almost all of it. So
I like that it's caught on so much in this country that we're getting a lot better very quickly. But that's coming out in the end. I think they started knockouts today, actually. I could be wrong. Maybe it's tomorrow.
Oh, bro, this is something that I think needs to be talked about. I heard about this from Nick. Your thoughts on the events being postponed and then taking the results from round 1 and round 2. Work your ass off for 4 years and then lose because the finals doesn't happen. It
sucks. I get that it was because of weather. I'm pretty sure it was why they got rid of it. Wouldn't say necessarily finals didn't happen. I mean, you still did have 2 opportunities to compete and put your best performance out there. Does it suck they didn't have the third attempt? Absolutely, but
Was it a third attempt or was it something different? Is that what it was?
It was a third attempt. It was third attempt. That's what they lost out on.
And it's always a risk in the winter stuff. I mean, it's I think people, especially with all the skiing and downhill stuff, people they're on the razor's edge as it is already. Like, I think with the technology that's come out the last 10 years, and you're watching drones, follow these guys and girls down the mountain and realize they're skiing on ice at 85 miles an hour. Like, you realize when people fall, why their bodies get trashed. If they're on the razor's edge there, and then you have visibility issues or stuff like that, like, you just simply can't let people do stuff to where everybody's just going to start crashing. It does become a safety thing. So it's always an issue you can run into in the Winter Olympics. Obviously, you're not going to run into that in the Summer Olympics, but it's unfortunate. But again, it's not like everybody made one run and they were like, oh, we're canceling the rest of it. Like, everybody had a decent shot to win.
Is there any event in this Winter Olympics that, like, I could do, not at an Olympic level, would I not, like, die?
That you could what?
And not
like,
die?
I could perform and not die. I guess I could do that thing where they shoot the puck and they just...
That's curling.
I could probably do that.
Oh, you couldn't shoot. I don't think you'd have the balance.
No. I'm not saying I would get any points. I'm just trying to figure out an event.
You'll be a sweeper.
Yeah, for sure would be a sweeper.
I'd be asleep.
Curling might be the only one.
I did luge with the luge.
Absolutely. Gene, you would have tumbled out so far out of the course if you did luge. It would be hysterical.
Your only hope on that track would be bobsled, and that's still
luge. You are flying. I don't know where.
Listen, guys. I surprised myself. I got in a kayak about a year and a half ago. I'm really good at kayaking.
That's good.
That is.
I never thought guys. I got in a kayak, right? And I'm a bigger guy. I'm not the smallest guy in the world. They don't put me in a 2-person kayak. They go, oh, we're going to put you in a 1-person kayak. I'm like, okay. So it's a 2-person kayak, and they just remove the friggin' front seat, and I get in the kayak, not thinking that the seat has to move to the middle. So I go the whole half, and I'm like, this doesn't seem like it's right. Like, I feel like, because, like, the kayak's like this, bro.
I'm doing wheelies in the water.
So I get there. I'm like, dude, my arms are shot. I'm like, dude, there's something wrong with my kayak. Like, they moved the thing to the middle. I'm like, oh, this is much easier. And I'm flying on this kayak, bro. The instructor's trying to, like, slow down. I'm like, I'm not slowing. You try to catch me. And you can't catch me. I'm flying on this thing. I had a whole half to practice on the kayak like this.
Well, I'll give you credit for kayaking, but I'm telling you right now, in the luge, you are rolling like a tumbleweed, and I don't know where you're going to ultimately end up.
I mean, he'll get to the bottom eventually. I mean, it's not gonna be good.
How does someone grow up and say, I'm going to get into curling?
You honestly, the only way
in Europe, it's huge though. So, like,
we have an American team, right?
We do.
Good.
It's big in Minnesota. You have to be like up. I'm not going to say up north, but like you have to be in a niche area for it. And Minnesota is one of those places. That's where I want to say majority of whoever's competing right now is like out of, where they actually have, like, they were doing like leagues and stuff like Corey.
There's 2 by us, Gene.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. Where is the U.S. curling team from? I'm going to look it up.
The majority of them are from Minnesota. I know that for a fact.
Comprised of players largely based in Minnesota, often training and competing out of the state's prominent clubs. Yeah, I mean,
everything's frozen up there for half the year. They play hockey.
I'm having such a good time just fucking around in this Olympic conversation.
The only thing I will say is I did it for a bachelor party. I would say like right around like 2 Olympics ago. When it kind of started
curling?
Yes. When it like really started to take off, it is hard as shit, dude.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure.
To Cottrell's point, the push off thing with the stone to try to stay balanced and then let it go. It is, bro. You lose your balance a little bit, you just tip the hell over, and you just keep falling over. You just keep falling over. It is hard, dude.
Guys, let's get into You Gotta Be Kidding Me.
All right. So this week for me, I'm going some football. We're not going to the NFL. We're not going to college. We're going down to the high school ranks.
Oh boy.
This week for me, I have IMG Academy. Why am I using IMG Academy? You may ask. Well, IMG Academy was hit with a $1.7 million fine. And for those of you who don't know what IMG Academy is, they are a high school technically, but essentially they're like a prep school. You go there, they're not eligible for your high school state championships and things like that. But they have a ton of great athletes that ultimately go through there. It's really just a stepping stone for college, and a lot of your 5-star athletes that you see go play in the college level or even go pro come from IMG Academy. But with that said, they were hit with a $1.7 million fine for accepting tuition linked to a Mexican drug cartel. Ultimately, the U.S. Department of the Treasury's office announced that they'll be hit with that fine for accepting the fees for 2 students whose parents are linked to the drug cartel. Now, it's absolutely wild to me that this big of a school and an organization like IMG is huge. For what it's worth, I used to work with one of their side companies. I know for a fact they are in the valuation of close to $1 billion, like as an organization. So for the fact that you didn't vet what was going on, there weren't any talks of what was going on. The fact that the U.S. Department of Treasury had to get involved here and ultimately figure out that you had a couple kids going to school on dirty money is absolutely wild. So this week for me, IMG Academy for their cartel money.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
That can't be real. That's so ridiculous.
I mean, you look at like how many like prominent families send their kids there. I mean, at some point you'd probably have to figure some of that money's dirty somewhere.
But I mean, the cartel though, like what?
Listen, cartels branching out these days, dude. Building their portfolios out. They gotta get more and more on the record so they can, clean their money.
For what it's worth, Gene, just some guys that I know that you would know who went to IMG Academy: Carnell Tate, Katron Allen, and your boy Jihad Campbell. So like that's the caliber talent that IMG is pumping out, and they're doing this.
I can't. Chow, you're up. I have one that's just I got to get out of my fun mood. He's gonna make me get out of my fun mood. But catch up.
I'm gonna go to Major League Baseball, which is a story that's almost so funny when you hear it. You almost didn't think it was true. But Tony Clark used to be head of the union, and he wasn't up until about 2 days ago, when an MLB investigation revealed that he was having an inappropriate relationship with another MLB employee. The problem with that becomes not only is it inappropriate to be sleeping with, somebody that you're a superior to, but it gets even more convoluted when everybody finds out that it's your sister-in-law. We've already talked about MLB coming up on, the CBA next year, which is automatic. It was already going to be a mess. This just throws another wrench into the system. They have to elect another head representative now. But Tony Clark, man, like, what are you doing? Like, I've never heard you always talk about, the saying of, keep your dick in your pants, but I don't think that means, you keep it in the family either. So it is, it's a mess. He obviously stepped down. He was going to get fired. Like I said, the players now have to figure out who they're going to elect. coming up on a year where I don't think there's any shot in hell the owners don't lock out the players and there's a strike. But just going to make the situation even worse. And Tony Clark's just got to know better, man. He's been around the game forever, was a player, got elected the head of the union, which quite honestly is a very powerful position within baseball. So to lose that, then have to go home and obviously face your wife, and then I guess your brother. I don't know, man. That is just that's a mess beyond like biblical proportions. You lose your job, you got to tell your wife you're having an affair, and on top of that, it's with your sister-in-law. So Tony Clark for me this year for making an absolute mess of his life very quickly.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
I thought you would use John Daly and his comments about. You hear this?
I didn't even hear what John Daly said.
He said, John Daly revealed the 4 players he considers the most iconic in golf.
Okay.
What would make that? You got to be kidding me. What player would be missing? Or
I'm assuming this is going to be a Tiger thing.
His 4 most iconic golfers. Jack Nicklaus, okay. Arnold Palmer, all right. Tom Watson and Fuzzy Zeller. Like, are we out of our fucking mind, John?
Fine with the first 2.
That's why I said okay. But that's not why you got to be kidding me. I have
Just
to.
Real quick, though, Gene, to Nick's question, he asked, was it his wife's sister or brother's wife? The Twitter rumors are that it's actually his sister's wife. That's what I've been seeing on Twitter. Don't know how true it is, but that adds a whole different dynamic to this.
If that's true, he's probably gonna be dead in a couple days. If that's true,
guys.
Good Lord,
I don't know how they continue to do this, but I got to make a statement today. I don't know how they continue to allow Sean Strickland to have a microphone at a TKO event.
Oh God, what do you say now?
Oh, you didn't hear?
No.
Let's start with this one. Sean Strickland trashes Rousey Carano fight, says regular Joe can beat Amanda Nunes. Sean Strickland said no one gives an F about women's MMA and thinks an average man could beat up Amanda Nunes. We got to remember what women excel at. Having kids, being mothers, making food, cleaning the house. Problem is we empowered them too much in society. Do you guys care about Gina and Rhonda? Nobody gives an F. But really, not many people give an F about women's MMA in general. It's like the WNBA. No one gives an F about women's sports. The weakest mother effer in here could beat up Amanda Nunes. They should be doing what they excel at. Having kids, making food, being mothers, and cleaning the house. We've empowered them too much. That's not where it stopped. You think that's bad? It's terrible. He goes on to talk about the NFL. UFC fighter Sean Strickland went off on Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl 60 halftime show, calling the rapper the F word, and I'm not saying it, on UFC Paramount Media Day. How do we ruin the effing sport even more? How do we gay it up more? Why don't we give a gay foreigner who doesn't speak English the halftime show? The NFL is pathetic. It's a lot longer and a lot more hateful than that. I can't read any more of it. That was the stuff I could say out loud. So, guys, I'm going to make a statement right now. I will no longer support TKO. I will no longer support MMA or the UFC on any card Sean Strickland is on. I won't do it. I won't watch it. I don't care if it's a good fight. I won't support it. At some point, someone has to stop giving him a microphone and letting him talk about other things. He's a racist, sexist, xenophobic jerk-off. And I don't care about Dana White's comments about freedom of speech this or freedom of speech that. When you are a public company like TKO, You have a responsibility to not put this bullshit out. I'm done with it. And he goes worse and worse and worse every time. He's the main event this week. By the way, just so you know, Sean Strickland, Bad Bunny is the world's top-selling artist for 2025, reclaiming his #1 global artist spot on Spotify for the 4th time with 19.8 billion streams, according to Spotify 2025 rap data. If you don't like it, move on. But shut up. I can't stand this dude. And I understand you've already sold tickets, promoted the event. I'd pull him. I'd lose a ton of money. But if he's not released by Monday, I don't know what they're doing. You have to make a stand. Guys, we watched this happen, and I'm not like trying to be weird when I say this, but like he's going up there saying the most offensive shit ever, and we allow it to happen. As a society, we allow this to happen. Boycott it. Don't watch the event. Show them, hurt them in their pockets. This guy cannot be fighting for an organization. I can't deal with it. So for that, this week, Sean Strickland.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Any comments, gentlemen?
I didn't even see it. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Can't say that I'm surprised. I mean, with Messenger.
No. Yeah.
Dude, you gotta read like the whole thing. Listen to the whole thing. There's like videos on Twitter, and like it goes worse.
I think it's one of those things where, to your point, I think it's going to get to the point where I don't know why he gets such a pass with this stuff. And because I feel like, I mean, obviously, if somebody else from another more mainstream sport said it, I mean, you would get canceled in a heartbeat. But it's weird to me that it's almost like, oh, well, we just kind of expect it from him, like he says what he says. But I don't think they're riding, to your point with Dana, and we've had this conversation on the show before, where the fine line between freedom of speech and also just not representing what your company values and things of that nature, where that is. This is firmly on the other side of it.
But I think the other part of it too is that let's talk about the reality of it. I don't mean to sound insensitive when I say this. Sean Strickland's not even good enough to even get an inkling of doubt, like a inkling of the benefit of the doubt in this situation. Like it would be.
God, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say it would be like one thing if, like, obviously it's not okay whoever says it. Everything that he said was just flat out wrong. Like Gene hit on, racist, homophobic, xenophobic, like all of that. None of that is okay. But like, it's one thing if it's like, okay, like this guy, like Conor McGregor goes out there and says it. It's like, oh damn, like we're between a rock and a hard place. Are we gonna do what's best for business, or are we gonna do the humane thing? This is Sean Strickland that we're talking about here. Business will be the exact same whether Sean Strickland is with the UFC or with someone else. You can find a journeyman,
because it won't. Because if he's with the UFC, I guarantee you, I'm not watching it. Whenever he's on, I'm not watching it. They're not getting my business when you're going to put that guy on your promotion.
I get that. I'm saying from a fight standpoint, like you're not going to be like, oh, like damn, the welterweight division is really missing Sean Strickland right now, or middleweight division is really missing Sean Strickland right now. Like those words will never come out of your mouth.
It's hate speech, and I don't like. So let me ask you a question real quick. So next week when he goes up there and just yells the N-word 10 times, what happens then?
Knowing how Dana is, absolutely nothing. I'm curious of when it'll be.
Why is that different, Chow? Hold on, Chow. Why is that different?
No. I'm not saying different in a good way. I'm saying that I don't know if anybody's escaped that word. is what I'm saying. I think
How does he escape the other words? We allow it in society. It's bullshit.
it's a societal issue. I'm on the same page. I'm on the same side as you on this one, bud. I'm just saying that
Puerto Rico's part of America. Why do people not understand that? Get a non-American F. Like, come on, dude.
That one surprised me because that's probably the second worst word you can say at any given moment these days. So
my question is, when does Paramount step in and
see that's where but see, like we say that, but like ESPN never stepped in. So and like and they're as liberal as they come. So it's
you don't need to be liberal. I'm not liberal.
What I'm saying is to his point. I would agree with you. Paramount just spent $1 gazillion to get the rights to UFC. You would think somebody from them would step in and be like, yo, this guy gets on a microphone again and says this stuff, like stuff's going to change. You would think that would happen. So to Cottrell's point, I agree with him completely, but you would have thought that would have happened in ESPN when he did all this stuff over there. And ESPN is a super liberal company. So that's my point. I'm saying I don't know when enough is going to be enough. Like you would think we're already there, and apparently we're not. So the N word I think would be nobody should, but I don't think anybody has come back from that one yet. So I don't. If he does that, I would think somebody is like, yo, that's enough. Like he's done. He's gone. But then again, I don't know if Dana would fire him. So I don't know where that is. And again, that gets back to my original point. Dana is very conservative, free speech, whatever you want to call him type guy. But there's always a line that you cross. And if Sean Strickland hasn't crossed that line yet, then I don't know where it is. Is it the N-word? Is that the only thing left that I think it's the only thing left he hasn't said that's offensive if he said the F word today in a press conference. So I don't know.
The other part of that too, let's not act like Dana White is somebody who falls on his morals. This is also the guy that, hit his wife in public and just basically act like it never happened. So,
but that's my point. Think about WrestleMania, right? What if Bad Bunny is the soundtrack to WrestleMania? TKO owns both. If I'm Bad Bunny, I'm like, it's him or me. You figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You're going to think the highest selling artist in the world is Sean Strickland.
As he should.
And it frustrates, and Shai, I know you're not saying, it frustrates me. I had such a fun time today. Such a relaxed show, such a ha. And that puts me to a level that, guys, you don't have to agree. I didn't understand a fucking word Bad Bunny said at halftime. Yeah. But I could watch and follow the message.
It was entertaining.
Yeah, but even if you're not entertained, I wasn't entertained when Katy Perry went, I just got a slice of pizza.
I agree. I even said it on my social media, dude. I couldn't imagine watching that and anybody feeling that they were offended by anything that happened in that Super Bowl halftime show. I just don't get it. To your point, if you don't like it, go get some more buffalo dip or go get a piece of pizza or go get a beer. You cannot. We have to get back to your point as society, if you don't agree with something or don't like something, that's fine. You don't have to like something or you don't have to agree with something, but it doesn't have to turn into hate. I don't know where people just can't go about their days and just be like, I didn't want to watch Bad Bunny. I don't like him. It's not my thing. And it could just stop there, but that's not where we're at anymore. The conversation doesn't stop there anymore. It turns into Bad Bunny. I don't like Bad Bunny. I'm not going to watch it. He speaks Spanish. He doesn't speak English. He's not from America. He sucks. Fuck him. But it doesn't have to be that. That's where we're at.
I hate to wrap up the show on a negative note. I had a fun time tonight. I just needed to get that off my chest. And anytime I get the opportunity to use my platform that I have, big as small as it is, I only get a couple thousand views a week, nothing crazy. But anytime I get my opportunity to use my platform to say something that I feel is meaningful, I'm going to do it. So, sorry that it got off on a, sidetrack, but I don't know. Just can't stand the guy, and hopefully we clip this. Somebody clips it, I clip it, and it goes viral because somebody needs to hear that. But thank you guys. Guys, any final thoughts? Any fun thoughts? Anything not? By the way, appreciate you, Eric.
I got nothing. Cavs. That's my final thought. Cavs basketball is back. James Harden is going to turn a new leaf, and Donovan Mitchell is going to turn him into a winning basketball player.
Shally, any final thoughts?
I know you don't believe that, so I'm gonna let that go.
Nope. I'd believe it in my soul, the depths of my soul.
I mean, other than the grave injustice that happened earlier in the show, it was a fun show. There was a distinct robbery. Some breaking news came out. Speaking of injustices, it looks like Sharon Moore was set up according to some evidence, but we'll see how that turns out. So we might be back to free Sharon Moore. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
just kidding.
Don't you dare.
And that still wouldn't be a bigger injustice than what happened to me today. So that's all I got tonight.
Sabonis and Levine done for the season for the Kings. Oh, shocker.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Wire2Wire Sports Podcast. I appreciate everybody in the comments. Appreciate if you don't agree with me, I love it even more. It's more fun to debate. Guys, I don't mean anything like Team 3 and D. I appreciate you, bro. I love talking smack with you. It's fun, guys. That's what sports is. Don't take it personal. Have a good time. Talk a little shit and enjoy life. But don't be an offensive jerk like Sean Strickland. I'm the NFL Genius Gene Walzak. That's Kent State's own, Cleveland's own College Control, Uncle Shally, Scholastic Shally, Mr. William Shallcross, and we are signing out.